Hi. So I am in my garden today. It's about early afternoon, let's say, and I have a few things that I want to get done. But first, we went to the farmer's market here in the next town over, actually, and this vendor was selling bulbs, daffodil bulbs. And I planted my daffodil bulbs back in December, so these are about 2 months behind. He would know more than me. He's a farmer. He sells bulbs. He sells them actually sprouting. So just in the pod while the daffodils and tulips are already sprouting. So he is a professional farmer more than I. So I trust that he said that if I plant them in now, that I will get a bloom. So that's what I'm going to do. So that is first on my list. These are called Sweet Paradise. And I think I only have like one set of daffodils, but I think it's about like 10 of them or so. And I believe these are 10, I think. But they were so pretty. I will try to find a picture so I can share. But so these are going to go into a couple pots that I have nothing in them yet. So now I'm going to actually, I don't know if you can hear the birds be. I don't know if you have birds in your area, but we have a lot of birds here. They eat my baby seedlings that I put out. Even so, when I'm direct sowing, even like sugar snap peas, before my sweet little peas can get up and start touching the trellis, they will eat all of those new leaf every time. So I have a few of those that are completely stripped. So I'm debating if they have enough foliage to continue to grow, or if I do need to re-sow them. Don't have any other critters that besides squirrels, they do a number. There's some of my pots that I planted bulbs in that they're starting to come up, and I'm noticing there's some bare spots that most likely the squirrel took those bulbs, because there was some that I like try to dig to see where the bulb was. Maybe it just rotted, or I planted that one too deep, or what. And no, the bulb's gone. So the squirrel did that. They do that a lot. Then, so yeah, so I do want to, backing around, I do want to put out this year. I'm doing like some bird feeders out. I'm trying to, hopefully that helps with them not eating all my baby seedlings, but I don't know. I don't know if it's making a difference. Last year I had no bird feeders, and they still ate all of my baby seedlings. I do have like some reflector windmill things. I don't think they care about those. I move them too, and they are moving with the wind, but they don't care. Like, these birds just don't care. They're like new age, new age. They're just different. So, yeah. So first, I'm gonna fill up the bird feeders. So all these beautiful singing birds can be fed, and then I feed them. I'll show you the bag. I feed them the no waste squirrel does not like. They're the chili flavored bird seeds for wild birds, and I need to get another bag because they be going through it very fast because they love that one. So I have two of them, and they're pretty small, so maybe that's why two, but we will get a lot of birds coming in eating that. So I'm hopeful that that is something that, since, okay, there's food, they'll get it. But then also, I don't want them to keep coming back. But again, last year I had no bird feeders, and they still were in my garden. Like, Mother Nature, it's beautiful. We have to learn to live together in a unity. But the birds just, I can't even have my baby bok choy because they ate all those. And then what else did they eat? Oh, they ate tops of celery. Well, some of the celery. Even fennel. It was my baby fennel, and they ate that. They're not messing with the big fennel, but they're just little critters. They're just vicious. Oh, so anyways, okay. So I'm gonna do a couple tasks and fast this up a little bit, and so here we go. shared it, but I got these at Sam's Club. So it was a box of 8 bulbs, and it is a balcony dahlia Mardi Gras blend. So it will be a container variety. So you can see the height is 12 to 24 inches, full sun. So I thought this would be perfect because I do have I'm going to be having a dahlia garden bed, a full one, pretty good size of one, I think about 6 feet. But I do have some containers that I would love to have dahlias in. It's just if you have ever grown dahlias, they can be very tall. So I do not have containers that can support something that tall or where exactly to put them. So I thought having a container variety would be great in a shorter height. So I put these bulbs in soil to wake them up, and these are already showing some growth. This was done on January 31st, and today is, a month later, February 21st. So, same thing, look at not like the hugest amount of growth, but I'm very happy for them just being outside and just kind of just getting natural elements of sun and rain. So, these are the ones that I did pot up in these containers, and then I have 3 grow bags on the side of the house that I put the bigger clumps. I didn't want to separate the bigger clumps, but pretty happy with the growth of these. These are bulbs that I saved myself. Also, these are ones that I saved myself. Some of them are showing a little bit of growth, some of them are not. So I do need to um, yeah, I need to focus on this, making sure that they're getting enough sun. But then I believe we're starting to get a little bit more rain in the coming days, so I will need to cover them. I probably will cover all of these or put these in this um, greenhouse that I do. This one does stay outside, but it does protect a little bit against, especially the rain, but it does protect against the cold. So I probably, now that I'm seeing growth, I will be putting especially these in this greenhouse, and then also these guys, when it rains, I will be protecting them. So, but yeah, I do try to keep these because sometimes I'm like, where exactly where, and I don't want to keep Googling every time. So I do like to keep the box up until the point of, it's gotten registered in my mind exactly this is the color scheme, because it is a blend. You don't know which bulb is going to produce what color. I'm hoping that I do get some of the colors of like purple and pinks. I would love the orange, but I'm mostly going towards purple and pink. But of any color of these are going to be beautiful in any container. So now I'm going to planting some bulbs. I got, ooh, my basket here. I am a big, oh, I forgot that. Oh, I forgot this. And I probably will still say I forgot something. But if I am going to be potting up some bulbs or doing a little project at a table or at my workbench or in the greenhouse, I do get my basket here that I got at Goodwill, and I will just put everything that I think I might need. So fertilizer, warm casting, some perlite, some slow release fertilizer, gloves, a shovel, some garden tape if needed. Usually I have more in here, but for right now, I feel like that should be fine. I do need to actually take some soil out of this one, but this one is looking a little bit more wet than I want it to be, so I might switch out the soil too. Hopefully you can still hear me. There are neighbors mowing the lawns and doing all their weekend garden projects. But I have filled this container about 3 inches of soil, and these are the daffodils that I will be planting. They are called Sweet Paradise. They are so pretty. They have a apricot pink outer layer of leaves, and then the center is a light orange. They are double layered of petals, so I'm very, very excited. They're saying they should get to 15 to 18 inches in height. So I'm hopeful. It says it's good for containers or borders. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to see how many bulbs I can get into this container, and then we'll actually see, because I have two containers here. So I'm going to see how many of these bulbs I can get in each. They will be tightly packed. I'm hopeful that they will just help each other to support each other to stand. But since they won't get too tall, I'm hopeful that they look nice in these two. And then I might have another container that if I need a third one. So let me just show you what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Some of these have some growth on them. So the roots, I will point them down. That is the bottom. And then where this growth part is going to be facing upward. So I'm very happy. Oh, wow. They look, so far nothing soft, because if the bulb is soft, it possibly is dead. Oh, this one's going off into two. Hopefully you can see that. And this is the roots. I might put one more in here. Oh, another twofer. They are multiplying, which I love. So I think I might just go with that in here. Then for this container, let's see. Again, about three. I think I even have a little bit more than 3 inches, maybe even 4 inches of soil in this guy. Uh, Another one with great growth already. Here's the roots on the bottom. That will be facing down, the pointy side up. Uh, Another one is also multiplying. Love that. Facing the roots down, the growth point up. Oh my goodness. I hope I see that guy again in the farmer's market next year, because I would have bought more bulbs from him. All of his look wonderful. And it was just a seller at the farmer's market, the next town over to where I live. So you just never know who you're going to find at these farmers markets. You might find a great farmer that has great bulbs. Again, great growth, well, great roots on that. And already some growth is, that one's a little slow to the party, but it's showing that it is growing. So I think I only want to put four in here and four in here. Ugh, I'm debating because I still have, let's see, two more. That one looks to not, out of all of them, this one doesn't to show any growth yet. This one does. I might stick these two in another pot, a smaller one, and or somewhere in my garden. Yeah, because I don't want to overcrowd these ones completely. But yes. So here's what they look like right now, and I am going to just cover a layer of soil to them and put them out in sun. Hopefully we get blooms this mid springtime. And here is where I have planted them. I do need to probably put some more soil in this container, but here they are, the new daffodils that I bought today at the farmer's market. Sweet Paradise. So excited to see these bloom. And then, so I did put 4 and 4 here, so I did have two left over. I'll show you where I put that container. And here is that third one. And then this container here only has two of the daffodil bulbs. This will be another, I think we're changing this over to projects, to more of a update on things as well. So I had these seedlings planted, let's check, on January 27th. I planted them in these containers. I got these containers on Amazon, and I did 4 containers, but multiple varieties in each one. And these ones, I will say I water them at the beginning when I put them in, so January 21st. And when we do get a little rain, I will open this up to get a little rain in, and then I will close it. I have in the past, in these few weeks, in this last month, I have opened these up, and then I will go ahead because it does. This is a 2-part container, and then the water goes through, and then it has gotten where there's too much water to drain out. So I will take these out because I, to me, I feel for my area, it was a little too late to quote unquote winter sow, even though I believe this is like some type of winter sowing because I'm not giving them a heat mat, not giving them any supplemental light, anything like that. I put the seeds in the soil. I put these little greenhouse domes on them and they have sprouted. They're getting all of the cold, the heat, everything that is coming with our natural weather that is happening. So I am very excited on all the germination. This one is my asters. I have 4 varieties in here. The one I have no germination is Crego Mix Aster. I'm not too sure what I did wrong there. I definitely overseeded on multiple of these. And then also the peony aster, the peony apricot aster right here. I only have 1 germination in each cell, which I will take because I sowed them with all my other flowers, with the grow light, with the heat mat, all of that, and I think I got 1. So to get 3 this way, I'm very, very happy. And I do love asters. I think they're such a beautiful flower. Um, And then here, these are all 4 different varieties of snapdragons, and I do have, hopefully you can see, I do have germination for each variety. And I don't think I said, but yeah, here I have Orlea Finch, I believe, for these 2. And so far, I got one. One popped up with the seed still on, and I did 2 rows overseeded of Magic Single Feverfew. So that is this guy. And here is, I did Canterbury, yeah, Canterbury Bell mixed. So that is another overseeded, 2 rows of that. And then Forget Me Not. And this 2 sections, I got 2 just there. And here, Love in a Mist, I got 2, 3 in this cell, and looks like 3 in the second cell. So not too bad. I feel like for not really having to worry about these. This is again, oh, sorry if you hear planes. We live by a military base, so sorry about that. But this was a really good way. To me, I felt like I was too late for winter sowing, but since we're getting a lot of rain still, and we've been having a really cold summer, I wish we're having a really cold winter right now for our area, California 9B. Yeah, I think I could have started the typical winter sowing, but I'm excited that this method worked. I'm kind of thinking there's a few other flowers I want to try this and maybe some herbs, but yeah, very, very, very happy with the results that I got with this. This is what, February 21st. Very, very, very happy. I just want to show just where my seedlings are, what I have started, but these are all of my tomatoes. Majority of these will be all indeterminate. I did a good amount of varieties. I think I counted and I forgot how many I have. But yeah, and some are dwarf. I do have some dwarf varieties, all these shorter ones here. are short. And sorry, I do have the fan on in here just so I can keep going with air circulation and help promote um, healthy stems for these plants. But yes, so all these shorter ones are my dwarf varieties. The rest are all of my indeterminate. I have here uh, many different varieties of basil, not just sweet basil, but I have Tulsi basil, I have spicy basil, have lettuce basil, mammoth basil, Genovese basil, cinnamon basil, which I love cinnamon basil, so good for teas. More sweet basil, chamomile. I have two different varieties of chamomile. Mother of mint, or mother of mint, mother of time, duh. And then winter time. I have some, I believe, feverfew here, and let's see, bee balm right back here. A good chunk of my peppers here. I don't have them separated by spicy or bell pepper varieties, but I have a good amount of jalapenos, a good amount actually of jalapenos, some cayenne, some spicy peppers, and let's see. Down here, I have a mix of my snapdragons that I did pot up. I will be pinching them off. I will show that in another video, but that is to promote more branching and more blooms. Here is a mix of some peppers and some dwarf tomatoes. Here is a tray of my flowers that I have started and some peppers that I lately started that are not with the first round of peppers that I started. But majority of these are needing to be potted up desperately. They are completely overcrowded. I know I do tend to overseed. Then I separate and then put in their own container, their own cell, or I'm putting them directly out in my garden or green stock. So here's that. And so here are, again, since the height and everything, I did move these tomatoes over here, but this is majority of all more peppers, and I do have two two little 6 cells of eggplant back there. Probably hard to see because these also need to be separated, so that is something that I will need to do soon. That is my greenhouse, and all these here are all of my sisters. So I wanted to turn you around and say thank you so much for joining me in my garden this afternoon, just doing a couple of projects, really just potting up the daffodils. I didn't even think I was going to have any more bulbs. And so when I saw that vendor, that farmer at the farmer's market today selling them, I was like, and they were beautiful. So I was like, oh, let's just try, let's just try. So and we'll see what happens. So I'll have to give an update on that. And then now you get to see where all of my seedlings are at. I am technically my zone 9B here in California. Our last, sorry, our last expected frost date was January 28th. It is February 21st. So we are coming up, 3 weeks past that, and we got a freeze the other night. So those predictions are just a guesstimate. They are an estimated, more or less, they're an estimate of what from past weather reports, from past trends. And, the smartest of the farmers, the smartest of the people are just, estimating when we should be expected to have that last frost. And for us, I just knew our area is feeling very cold this winter. I'm not going to put any cold sensitive plants out just yet. So they are going to stay in and be protected until a little while, probably until mid-March. That is my goal. Um, I did that last year. I think I started putting things out the first week of April. So, and I feel like I could have went sooner. So my thing this year is that I'm thinking the second week of March. But I will be looking at the forecast, and if we are getting temps that are not warm enough for my warm loving plants like tomatoes or like peppers, they are not going out yet. We don't get snow, and we don't typically get a hard frost all night, but we did have a freeze. I came out around 7 or so in the morning, and I to check on the greenhouse, check on everything, and the bird bath that I have right out front of my greenhouse that had ice in it. So it was very surprising. So I was like, oh my God, I've never seen that before. So it's been a very cold winter. So that's why I just always go with what you are seeing in your own area. Look up reports, Google, like see what other gardeners are doing, or speak to farmers if you go to the farmers market. See, how they feel, like how long this winter will be, how harsh it will be, or do they wait for spring to put out certain crops? But yeah, I just always go with what your gut is thinking or feeling. It's your garden, and it's all the hard work that you do, and so you don't want it to go ruined because you had another frost and Mother Nature was silly and she just wanted to grace us with some cold once again. Ah, bless her. Bless Mother Nature. I just love her. But again, thank you so much for just hanging around with me and seeing where all of the progress, all my seedlings are. And hopefully, I can show like all the garden stuff soon because I have done some changes in the garden, mostly on the side house, which I don't think I've shown any videos of that yet, but some big changes. So I'm so, so excited how that's going to turn out. So thank you so much for watching me here on my channel. Please, if you do like any of my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, hopefully you come back and see another video. So first time here, thank you. It's your second time around seeing a video of mine. Thank you so much for much. I just love sharing anything gardening. I can talk about gardening all the time, and hopefully that's your love language as well as talking about gardening or just being outside. So thank you so much. Until next time. Thanks. Bye.